Good morning. While my house is quiet and everybody is still sleeping, meaning Tristan, um, I figured I'd jump on here real fast. He has a busy day today with his school. I have new programs that I'm trying to introduce to him. And with that, I also have to um, start replanting or repotting, I should say, my fruit trees. But as you can tell, my face is so stressed right now. A lot of crap is affecting me greatly, and I never thought that I would have to have a conversation with basically the world, whoever sees my videos, that we're in trouble. We're in trouble. And I thought when I started my YouTube channel that we would just be able to talk about my little homestead and what I'm doing here to make a sustainable life for my family. Unfortunately, the world and the evilness that has been pushed upon us is pushing into my little homestead. And I have no choice but to talk about it. And this was something that I was not going to do. I leave the politics to Joe. I follow them, I absorb them, and I let them go to the back of my mind. I don't make this or my life about politics. Unfortunately, now I have to. It has invaded my homestead, and anything that invades my homestead, I'm going to fight back at. There is so much evilness, and I keep on saying it, evilness that has transpired over the last 5 years, that it is beyond the point of being ignored. And it's, I see the writing on the wall, which I didn't want to see before. It's only going to get worse. So I implore you, people, get your homestead in order first. That's the utmost thing. And like I said in my many videos before, get your house in order. Get your preparations that you need to sustain you and your family, and make sure you have the stuff that you need. Make a list. Make a list, and if you have to check them off one by one, whether it takes you a day, a week, or even a year, get them done. That's the most important thing. Your homestead is your fortress. And unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have fortresses that is going to keep us safe, because the world outside around us is going to go to hell. Right there with the evilness. And I'm talking about, yes, I'm talking about politics. Okay? And I don't want to. I don't want to, but I have to. There is such evilness that are going on, and it's only going to get worse, because look at the killings that are going on. My God. Look at the killings that are going on. And look at the unrest that it's causing. And the movements that are going to be made. For every good movement that's going to be made, there's going to be 10 that pushes back. And that's the way that good and evil work. You know, it's so hard to be on the good side, and so many uninformed, our youth, it's going to be easier for them to go with the evil side, only because of the lack of parenting, maybe. And I'm sorry to say it. I've always said that. Um, the lack of discipline. We let our children, I don't. My kids are raised, and unfortunately, two has passed, and my other one is in his 30s. I never let my children get away with anything. Anything. And they had to work for the stuff that they got. From the time that they were itty bitty things. I didn't give my children stuff. They earned it. And now that I'm raising my grandkid, I can see a world of difference between the children then and the children now. I have one in my homestead. I have to treat him totally differently, even though I'm still pushing that hard authority figure on him. I have to back off a little bit because these kids do not have the coping skills that I had when I was young, and then it lessened when my children were born. Now it's lessening even more. And parents, yes, you parents, a lot of you are just letting your kids get away with literally murder. And eventually, that's a majority of the time, they end up getting in trouble. And we're going down the wrong road real fast. And the thing is that I never wanted to believe that I would have to not getting my car at night and take a ride to the store like I used to. I mean, when my children were younger, I would get in the car 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and run to the store because I needed something. Now, no, I won't. I can't. It's not safe. And that pisses me off. We have to learn, because of the world that we're in now, not only do we have to battle where they're trying to keep us in the household, which I think that's really what's happening. They want us dumb. They want us afraid. They want us to stay in our households and eventually rely on what is given to us. No, that's not happening. Not in here. No. I say we have to mentally prepare ourselves, which is hard for me because of the panic and anxiety. And so many sleepless nights have been going on, and I've had trouble sleeping before, but now it's gotten really bad. I'm thinking, what do I do? What can I do? Okay, what is the next move? And you do. It's like a chess game nowadays. You have to be 3 steps ahead of these evil son of a... you know what I'm talking about. The higher-ups. And I'm not talking about the Republican Party. Although there's some bad in the Republican Party too. I'm talking about the damn Democratic Party. And I don't care who's Democrat out there. Okay? Look at what's going on. And yes, I said it. I'm going to the political side of it right now. Because the hatred and the speaking of hurting people and encouraging it and letting them get away with it has gotten bad to the point that, are we going to turn around? I don't know. Thank God that Trump is in there, President Trump, and he has a good force behind him, and he's battling his whole let's call it a team, is battling like you would not believe. We have a battlefield of good and evil, and the battlefield is our earth, our United States, our world. But then in our little homestead, it's coming in our front door. And they want us to stay in our house with the doors locked and only go 5 minutes to the nearest store, or 5 minutes to see your family, or 5 minutes to just, whatever you have to do. But go back home. That's what you have to do. And that's what they want us to do. It can't happen. It can't happen. We have to become strong within ourselves. Like I said, mentally, and there's not a lot of mental help out there. There's not. We need more. Physically, I know I'm 62 years old, but I have been working on myself. I mean, throughout my younger years, I spent hours in the gym. And then after, when the pandemic started, that's when I stayed in my room. I was scared. I was uninformed. And for months, and it broke me down. It put me low. It knocked me a couple loops out of my normal strength. And it's been all these years that I'm trying to get it back. And like I said in my video way back then, it's actually on another YouTube channel, that when you have panic and anxiety, it's easier for you to say, oh no, I can't go outside. Oh no, I'm going to get sick. And it just allows your panic and anxiety to feed itself. Now, it has to be the opposite. And I'm still battling to work that back. And anybody who has this, your mental health is the most important. Work on hardening yourself. Physically, like I said, I have gone downhill so much. And now I'm working to get more physically fit. You need mental clarity, mental strength, physically strong. And not only to do your work around the homestead, to defend yourself. It's to the point that you have to. When I say physically strong, I'm not saying that you have to go out and spend 10 hours in the gym. That's for younger people. I'm saying that start slow. Any kind of movement that's out of the norm is where you start. I know that, they have so many things that you could do. Chair yoga, stretches. Stretches are very important because as we get older, our bodies naturally tense up. And from many years of our walking patterns and our movements, our muscles learn to stay that way. We have to break them out of the norm. I went out a couple weeks ago, excuse me, and I have bands that I use. Excuse me. In the morning, I'm like, I didn't even have my coffee yet. And yes, I did start drinking coffee again. Just the movements Your muscles are going to be saying, "Oh, she's doing something different." And it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt if you're not physically active. And it's going to hurt if you're not physically doing stuff that you did before. But it's a must. It's a must. Start slow. I don't want you to get out there and hurt yourself and give up. And like I said, just the bands. They're simple little thick rubber bands that you can go and get them for a couple dollars. And start with just your arms. You know, get your arms. Your arms are important to you. Your fists are important to you. They could defend you. Your legs are important to you. They could kick somebody away from you. They can allow you to move a lot faster. Your core is very important to you. Your back depends on it. Your hips, everything depends on your core. So start working muscles that hasn't been worked before, and you know what they are. You know, if you move one way and you're like, ow, that's okay. That's a point that you got to start on and start working on it. You'll get there. You'll get there. And mentally is the hardest. Physically is a little bit less hard because you know that you have muscles there that will build. In your own brain mentally, it's like having good against evil. And I always said that my brain battles against itself. And people look at me and like, what are you talking about? You only have one brain. Yeah, you only have one brain, but you have many thought patterns, and some will bellow into a good thought pattern and try to make it bad. Just like this world that's being pushed upon us nowadays. You know? Oh, it's so mind-boggling. This alone is affecting this. So I say to you, get yourself in order. Get your home in order. That's one less thing that you have to worry about up here. Know that if the power goes out, there's so many different little DIYs that you can jot down. Keep a notebook of things that you are doing and get a big tote and put everything that you need in a tote. A tote for medical, a tote for heating, a tote for things that you might need. Electric can opener. That's not going to do you no good if the power goes out. Get yourself a manual one. I grew up with them. Get yourself a grinder. You know, you might have to grind your own beans one day or grind your own wheat berries one day. Besides, that's good. That's really, really good physical fitness. So it goes on and on. You're preparing yourself and you're getting physically fit. Learn to build your strength. And in the outside world, don't let them shut you in. This is your life. Don't let somebody else run your life. Don't. And that's what it is. I used to laugh when they say, oh, well, They want you to be little sheeps. But you know what? It's not time to laugh no more. I find that I'm second guessing myself about getting in my truck and taking a ride. I used to go out to the woods and sit and take photos. I haven't done that in years. Why? Because mentally, I know that there's danger is out there. There could be somebody in the woods. I'm a woman, okay? I don't have the fighting skills to ward off a man or a woman stronger than I am right now. That's where we need to look up some defensive courses. Even the simplest ones, you can find them anywhere. Learn how to protect yourself. We're gonna need it. We're gonna need it, and I see it nowadays. And damn it to hell, this makes me mad because I just wanted to live out my years in a peaceful little homestead where I can raise my grandchild and teach him the ways of life. Now I have to teach him. Watch your mouth. Keep it quiet. You might get hurt if you open up your mouth. And it shouldn't have to be that way. People should have respect. Yes, we should have respect. Always, always respect. Because everybody has their own opinions. But everybody should be able to speak their own opinions. Nowadays, with this, again, I'm saying good against evil. And this has nothing to do with you being Catholic, or you being Methodist, or you being Jewish, or you being a Hindu, or whatever religion. There's 1,000 of them out there. It has to do with the forces that are beyond us. And that's a scary thing because it goes beyond the realm of religion. It goes on the realm of there's hell on earth right now. And is the goodness gonna be able to battle the evilness and overcome this? And like I said, it's always easy in the younger people's minds to walk that path that everybody's walking and to be led into, oh, this is going to be a perfect little world, or walk down that hard path and know that you have a battle ahead of you and you have to do the right things, and it's going to be hard. The older people will work that battle. The younger people, I'm not so sure of. And again, with all the different ideologies that has been brought to a surface and manifested and worked upon and put into these young people's minds, it's going to be hard. So hard to get them to change their mind, because young people by nature are so against guidance by nature from the beginning of time. And that's what parents will say all the time. So not only do you have to not only do you have to work on yourself mentally, not only do you have to work yourself on physically, not only do you have to work on yourself spiritually and get yourself strong, you have to battle these young children, and not physically, but mentally, and try to get to their inner core and say, this is not right. You're going down the wrong path. You have to change your course. And that alone is going to be hard. Then you have where you have to make them aware of the outside world and the probabilities that they can get hurt by just opening their mouths, which should not be. If you're respectful in your beliefs and you speak them with a soft tongue, there should be no repercussions. Like I say, plenty of times you can say to people, let's just agree to disagree. There's no more of that. There's no more of that. It's just like, you said what? Yeah. And then what happens to that person? What happens? Violence usually follows it. Because there's no sense of consequences. There's none. I just don't even know how to convey what's in here to you outside of just continually talking to you, which is something that I never thought that I had to do. And don't allow these freaking, I'm going to say higher ups, because these higher up people put you in a box. I don't want to be in a box. I'll be in a box when I'm dead and gone. I don't want to be in one while I'm living. I don't want to be afraid to go to a store and have to have my head on a swivel to make sure that maybe somebody don't like the color of my hair and come up behind me and cause harm on me. Or maybe I don't want to be walking down a regular aisle and notice that somebody's following me and be afraid. I don't want to be afraid. And I shouldn't have to be. And I need to get physically fit to at least defend myself. And I don't want to be put in a box. I don't want to be afraid to travel where I want to go, when I want to go. Not be stupid about it, but you know what I'm saying. And I can go on, but I'm not going to. I think I gave you the gist of what's in my mind. It's early in the morning, and I have to wake up to this stuff on my mind. We shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to. We should be able to wake up and say, okay, let's start our day. We have to go here. We have to go here. We have to do this. We have to do that. We have to feed the chickens. We have to do our yard. You know, we have to take a ride to our friends for the day, which is more than a half hour away, and be able to do it safely. You know, I mean, thank God that my son maintains my trucks. But if I was to break down, I would mentally break down, afraid that every car that passed me, that somebody was going to pull up and try to harm me. And I need to work on that. You know, whether it be carrying external protection, or knowing physically that I can give myself a good fight. And that's where it stands. Please, please, like I said to you in the beginning of this video, start in your home. Get yourself prepared. Get yourself a notebook. Write down all the stuff that you could possibly think of that you would need if you had to stay in your home for any period of time. Write it down. When it's on ink and paper, it's more of a reality. Check off what you did. Organize your stuff. You know, I really think that people should get more solar stuff. I really do. You know, with the gas, the propane, the electric. This is all stuff that we depend on our society, our government to supply for us. And the sun is free. If they don't stop putting these friggin' chemicals in our sky. But right now it's for free. Hand radios. I have 3 of them. Okay? Walkie-talkies. I taught my grandchild in a household play situation how to use them. Carry it with them outside. Okay? He's not allowed a cell phone right now, but, you know, what good could cell phones do if all of a sudden our towers are taken out? That's the number one thing to do. Cut off communication and see how crazy people get. Because we've gone to the point where we're depending on our cell phones. It's like an extended part of our body. You know, I remember the days where we had a rotary phone at home. We called our friends, we made plans, and we were out the door. And there was payphones all around. So if you did need to call back home, you could find a payphone. Try to find a payphone now. Try to find a payphone now. You can't. And that's another thing that was taken away from us. We need them. We need our payphones back. We need a phone system that does not depend on the internet or what have you. I don't even know what you call it. You know, bring a phone company back. Give us our landlines. People, we are so screwed up right now. Excuse my language. And I don't see that it's only going to get worse. I had very high expectations that this will all go away, that we will return to normal. There's no normalcy now. There's not. It's chaos. It's chaos. And it pisses me off that we have to think not only twice, but 3 times and 4 times of what we have to do, where we have to go, what we need. You know what I mean? I mean, it's to the point where I started smoking again. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. But yeah, picked up my cigarettes. What a stupid me. But I'm so stressed. I'm only one person. And I'm the woman of the house. And I should have everything in order. Me being a strong person all my life, I should have the answers for everything. And there's so many aspects of life that I can't get it all accomplished. But like I said, don't drive yourself crazy like me. Write it down. Let it go in black and white. Whatever you learn, write it down. Keep it in one notebook. One notebook. And label it. And as things come along that you have to have done, go to that chapter. It's there for you. Draw diagrams. Learn why you can. Learn why the internet is still providing us DIYs. DIYs. I said that right, but it didn't sound like it came out right. Write it down. What you need. What are the parts? Even if you don't do it right away, get the parts. Put them in a bucket. Have little totes. You know, I have so many different, I know it's only because processing chickens and rabbits, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 camp stoves. They run on propane, but what am I going to do? I just went out and got a 3-burner to help me out a little bit more with my canning. Get yourself a good canner. All American is the best. Start canning your food. Get it out of that toxic metal or whatever it's made of, and put it in glass. Put it in glass. Learn all you can on how to prepare your food. And just continue on and continue on and continue on. And again, all the time, work on yourself mentally. Work on yourself physically. And get yourself physically strong and mentally strong. And look for a couple courses on kickboxing or, you know, karate nowadays is pretty expensive. Go online. Learn some moves. Learn some defensive moves. That's all you really need is defensive moves. If you're able to, carry what you can. That's legal. Our Second Amendment is there for a reason. Use it. Use it. But know that you need a good lawyer behind you when you do, because things could be twisted and turned to the point where you're defending yourself and you end up in a hoosegow because you defended yourself. And do not depend on anybody else out there in this world to come to your rescue. They're not going to do it. They're not. Look at that young, beautiful woman from Ukraine. She was coming home from making pizza. The tiny little thing that she was. And that bastard decided to end her life. How many people were on that mass transit? How many people could have picked up their briefcase or took off their shoe or anything and slapped the living shit out of him? Gave her a fighting chance. Nobody did nothing. Nothing. And then he was allowed to walk through the train with a dripping weapon. And people just looked. Get off the cell phones and stop videotaping stuff. This is reality. People are so desensitized nowadays. Get your mind back. Act first and videotape later. Or if you're with somebody and you want to videotape so you can throw it on one of your damn whatever, social media, whatever you have your friend videotape it, but do something to help somebody. I know if I was there, I would have took my pocketbook and knocked that man upside the head just to stop him. What would have happened to me, I don't know. Because nobody else got up to help that young child. And it's a shame. With that, time's getting late. I hear the child scurrying around in the house. So it's time for me to start school for him. But I will be back later. And I'm so sorry that I had to bring political stuff into my channel. And I'll try not to. When I'm with Joe, all bets are off because he's has a lot to say politically. But for now, please be safe out there. Watch your back. Learn what you can. Get physically fit. Get mentally fit. And learn how to protect yourself. Because God knows we're going to need it now. And do not stay in your house. Do not allow them to lock you in. It's not fair. That's not the American way. But I'll probably bring you a video later on today. I have a lot to do. And I need to drink my coffee. And as you can tell, I fell asleep with my same clothes that I had on yesterday. I just passed out. And I woke up like this. That should tell you something. We'll talk to you soon. God bless. And be safe out there. I'll talk to you later.